There are certain rituals that are common in the kingdom of light and in the kingdom of darkness. For instance, the ritual of prayer and the ritual of sacrifice are common in both kingdoms. Today, I want us to consider the mystery of sacrifice. By sacrifice, a man invokes the activities of a spirit being in both his life and in the lives of his generation. When a spirit asks for a sacrifice, he is not asking for your valuable items. Your wealth is the least thing a spirit would ask for on the altar of sacrifice. A spirit typically needs a permission on the legal ground called covenant to gain access to you and your entire generations. The sure way for a covenant to be authorized is by sacrifice. When a covenant is established, no one breaks it, not even God, especially when that covenant is sealed with a sacrifice. That is a great mystery in the realms of the spirit. For this reason, God established a new covenant greater than all covenants on the altar of sacrifice. This new covenant of God can video all covenants because there is no sacrifice greater than that of Jesus Christ. Before the earth would give you food, it asks for sacrifice from you. If you give corn seeds to the ground, it will give you more corn than you gave it. Do you think that the only thing the ground demands from the farmer is the corn seed? The ground asks for more than a seed. You may wonder, what else does the ground demand from the farmer before the farmer gets a bumper harvest? We will soon get there. What happens to a man when a true and acceptable sacrifice is offered unto a spirit? More than the wealth that sacrifices can bring to a man automatically ceases to be a normal human being after sacrifice. He becomes a supernatural being. Is it not written in your Bible that, "Gather unto me, my saints, those that have made a covenant with me through sacrifice"? I believe you know that no leader, no great personality calls one for a meeting without having anything to talk about. When the President of the United States calls you to the White House, you will know that you are not going to the White House for talk, but you are going there to meet the President for an important meeting. If we know this to be true about men, do you think the I am that I am would call you for a meeting without having anything to discuss? So when God calls for the gatherings of the saints who have made covenant with him by sacrifice, it means he has something important to discuss with them. It is only a spiritual being who can have a discussion with God. This is one of the things that makes sacrifice mysterious. Why would the Spirit appear by himself after a sacrifice without sending a messenger? It is not every meeting a president sends a delegation to represent him. When it comes to certain meetings, he attends in person. When Solomon offered acceptable sacrifice unto God, he caught the attention of Yahweh, and they began to have a dialogue in the realms of the Spirit. Are you not aware that whatever that happens in the physical must first be approved in the spiritual before it can manifest? Through sacrifice, a mortal enters into the spiritual arena and discusses what he wants to happen in the physical, and it becomes so. What gave the earthly vessel the access into the unseen world to enact laws and to make decrees to affect people on earth? We are all on earth. Little do we know that men like us have penetrated into the supernatural world to cause some shifting with the aid of a spirit in our lives. Because of sacrifice. Why do God and demons ask for sacrifices? Is it because our sacrifices make them powerful? Why would the God who owns everything cause for sacrifice for men? He even said, if he were hungry, he will not ask man to bring him food. Was it not God who said he does not drink the blood of goats, neither does he eat the meat of bulls? So why is sacrifice still important in both kingdoms? When I studied the way sacrifices were done in the days of old, the animals were burnt into ashes, and it was believed that they were sacrificed unto God. The psalmist said, God does not delight in burnt offerings, yet they were doing it. What is the mystery behind sacrifice? See you in the part 2 as we dive deeper. Until then, be fruitful, multiply, and dominate.